Hi guys, I'm going to teach you how I assembled my 3D printer using FreeCAD. I actually modeled all the parts in here. All these parts I modeled in FreeCAD. Some of the parts like the handle here and this latch here. I started out by modeling the profiles in LibreCAD and then exported the DXF file into I exported a file into DXF and then I imported it into FreeCAD, and I've created a 3D model from that. But the majority of this has all been done in FreeCAD, and I'm going to show you how I assemble it. So what I do is I'm using FreeCAD version 0.16, a developer version. You can version 0.15 is almost the same thing. Just that the developer version has fixed some bugs, so that's why I use it. So it's opening up right now. Okay, now it's open. So first what I do is I go in, I create a new document. I like to work in the draft workbench when I'm doing assembly, and of course I'm going to switch to orthographic view. And now I'm going to import my models. The way I import a model, I don't use STL files or meshes because these constraints over here don't work with meshes. So at least they don't work very well with meshes. So I like to use step files, and they're easy to use. So what I do is I go to File here and I go to Import, and that let me import my files. And these are all my files. Now notice I cannot see what I'm importing if I don't remember what I named it. I think, oh, what is that again? I just can't see it. So what I do is I have I saved a screenshot of all of these documents, and I just opened up a folder. So like, I'll just show you. I just open up a folder and I go to where my documents are. So I have my projects folder, and then here, and then I have my 3D printer, and then I have a pictures of the 3D printer. So there. So that way I can look at what I want to import, and then I can see a picture of it. And as far as I know, there's no way to do that inside the FreeCAD program yet. So, okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a rod, and not the lead screw, right here. This is big steel rods, 500 millimeters in length. It's 8 millimeters in diameter. That's what I'm going to import. So I called it 8 millimeter by 500 millimeter steel rod. I should have called it steel rod 500-8 or something like that, but it's too late. I already named them. So I'm going to go in here, import, find it. Wait, 800. There we go. There's steel rod. Now I'm going to go to top view, or sorry, front view, and actually I do want to go to top view because when I look at it, I can't talk. When I look at this, if I look down at the top, it's the rod's going to lay this way. Looking at front on, from the front face, it's going to run horizontal. So that's what I'm going to do. Front. Okay, so not top view. Okay, I want it to be horizontal. So what I'm going to do is the easiest way to rotate a part the first time that you import it, or if you just want to orient the part, is to use this placement tool, which you can find by clicking on the part, and then there's these three dots here. Actually, if you might see this is the view. Go to data, then you just click these three dots next to where it says placement, and that'll bring you into this screen. Change the rotation to Euler angles, and the reason why you want to do that is because if you don't, you can only change one axis at a time. And so I want to be able to change any axis, so I use Euler angles. And don't worry about this. This is useful if you want to change something like 1 more degree or 3 more degrees from what it already is, and you don't know what the final degree will be. You don't want to calculate that out. You can check that, but I don't use that very much, but sometimes I do. Okay, so I want to rotate it this way. So I want to rotate it around the y-axis, and the y-axis is the pitch. So I want to rotate it 90 degrees. So now it's the way I want it. So the next thing I do is I want to import this support right here, this rod support, and that's what it looks like. So I'll go back in here, File, Import, which is Control-I, and I have 8mm rod support. Is what I'm looking for with flange. That's what this one says without flange. I modeled these and named them a year ago. Most of these I didn't even know what all these things were called. Now I know what they're all called, but like I said, it's a bit late now. I'm not going to rename them. Actually, I did rename them for GitHub, but I have not bothered to replace these files on my local drive with those. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this one. I want to rotate it this way. So that's around the y-axis, which is the pitch, 90 degrees. And I think that's, now I want to rotate it this way so that it's will fit. And if I actually look at my model, I think, yeah, I want them upside down. So that's how I want it. So I actually want to rotate it that way. And that's going to be around the x-axis, which is the roll. So I'm going to go minus 90. Oh, that didn't work. Probably because when I imported it, it was oriented differently. Let's try the z-axis then. Yeah. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Let me change the pitch again. Okay, that's how it was when I first imported it, right? Let's try going around the x-axis first. 90. Ah, there we go. See that? Now it's working. It's strange. A few seconds ago, I tried changing the roll. Didn't work. Must be a bug with FreeCAD, huh? All right, go around the z-axis now, which is the yaw, and there. Now it's oriented correctly. Oh, but it's not the orientation I want. I want it to be flipped so that this is up here, upside down. So I'm going to go minus 90. There. Now it's in the right area. Click OK. And I take a look, and I see that it's not aligned the way I want to align it. And so I'm going to use this Move tool. So to use the Move tool, I select the item that I want to move, or items. You can move multiple items at the same time. I click it, and then it wants a reference point. It wants to know where I want to start moving it from. And so I'm going to use this limit, this constraint tool here that will constrain my selection to an end. And I make sure it's turned on. If I don't have it turned on, it won't work. And there, when I click on it, it will move. Now sometimes it's hard for FreeCAD to detect that I'm on it. So an easy way to fix that is just go to wireframe view, and then because I have two of these, one in front of the other, and sometimes FreeCAD gets confused whether I want this line or if I want this line. So if I go into wireframe mode, then I can easily tell FreeCAD which line I want. So I'll say, okay, I want this line. Okay, so once I click it, it says, okay, now I know the reference point. Where do I want to move it to? And I say, okay, I want to move it down here. But so we have a problem. It didn't move down there. It looked like we did, but it didn't. And the reason why is because I didn't use a constraint. I didn't select something. Plus, I should not have used this line. I should have used, what I really wanted to do was line up this circle, actually this circle right here, with this circle, or line up this circle with this circle. And that's what I really wanted to do. So this is the way you do that. What you want to do is first I want to move it, and then I'm going to select this circle constraint, the center constraint. And when I hover over a circle, and if I just touch the circle, it's going to put this dot in the middle. So that's where I want. And then I want to move it here. I'm going to have to touch this circle too. If I don't touch that circle, it won't snap. I touch the circle, it will snap to the center. Now it's actually where I want it. And you can actually see it if I go into as is. So let's duplicate this part and put it at the end. So I like to work so that I can see everything flat. It just makes it just easier for me. And let's rename this to rod support for, I don't know, rod 1. Actually, I'm going to make 2 of these. So let's make, let's say it's rod support 1 for rod 1. And I'm just going to rename that real quick to, I don't know, X rod 1. How's that sound? Just for now. Okay, so I want to duplicate this part. I go to Edit and Duplicate Selection. There. And now I have 2. I'll just rename it real quick. Rod support 2 for rod 1. Okay, now I should move this one, and I like to work in the wireframe mode because it's a lot easier. So I have my circle constraint already selected. I'm going to click Move, and I want to put this circle over here. I touch that circle because it won't snap if I don't, and now it's snapped. And I just check that it actually looks the way it's supposed to, that it's actually connected. There, done, easy. All right, now let's import another piece. I want to import this this linear bearing with a pillow block. So that I call that one 8mm linear bearing with pillow block. So I'm going to go open that one up. Is that right? Import 8mm linear bearing with flange. That is not it. With pillow block. There it is. Okay, so first things first, I need to orient this. Let me take a look at my picture. How did I do that? Here they are. I have it so that the flat part's facing down. So when it's called Fusion. That's probably how I named it, left it named when I exported it. So let's just rename that to, let's say, pillow block bearing. I'm going to have 2 of these on the one rod, so rod 1 for rod 1. That's a good name. So let's move. The flat side's already down, so I don't need to rotate that. Let's orient it. I'm just going to rotate it around the Z-axis, which is the yaw, and that's it. So now I need to place it. It's already on the. It's already aligned from when I imported it, so I don't have to align it. But let me show you how to align it if you did not, if it was not aligned. Whoops, wireframe. I'm just going to move it out of the way real quick. So first I'm just going to go to an end. There we go. I'm just going to move it there. Now it's definitely not aligned now, so let's align it. I want to get to a point where I can easily see the circles. There, now I can see the circle. So I want it to be in the center. Now I happen to know because I made all these models. All these circles are concentric, which means they share the same center. So I can select any of these circles, and I'm going to get the center of this block. So I'm going to use my center constraint, and I'm going to select my block, move. Okay, so I just click any of these circles, it's going to go to the center. So I click that one. And I want to put it on this line. Now there's a couple of ways I could do it. Actually, this is a seam, I think. I don't think I want to line it up like that. So I was thinking I would just line it up right on the line using, you know, like this constraint. But I don't think it's going to work because I don't think it's going to put it in the center. Let's try it. I think it's going to put it on the seam. All right, now let's see what that did. Yep, just like I thought. It did not put it in the center because that line does not represent the center. It's just the seam. So you cannot line things up that way. All right, but I will line up with this circle, and it will put it on the bar in the middle. So let's do that. Let's just back up. I go back into my wireframe mode, so it's easy for me to select one circle. FreeCAD won't take too long. Okay, move, select, there we go, and there. I can't see, but FreeCAD can see. There we go. Now I'm in the center. So if I take a look, it should be in this, and it is. It's in the center. So I'm going to move it along here now. So I'm going to face forward, front view, and I'm in orthographic. If you're in perspective view, it's not going to look straight. So you have to go to orthographic view. Alright, now I'm going to use the end select tool, and I'm going to, I forgot to click the move button. Click the end there, and then I can just move it. But if I just move it now, it won't be constrained. I can go up, I can go down. I want to constrain it in flat horizontal way. So I'm just going to hold the shift key down on my keyboard, and it looks like it doesn't do anything, which it doesn't until you move the mouse. You move the mouse and then it stops. It constrains it, so it's horizontal. So now if I move up and down, nothing will happen. If I move left and right, then it will move. So let's say I just want to put it right here. Okay. What if I want to center it completely in the center? I'll show you how to do that too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into wireframe. I'm going to click the move button. Let's say I want the center of this on the center of this, but not move down. What I do is I click the midpoint constraint. I just touch the line where I want the midpoint, and it will highlight there. And now I want to put it in I touch this line, it's going to put it in the center, but you see it's going to move down. I don't want it to move down. So I'm going to hold the shift key to constrain it. And now move the mouse button. So now it's going to go left and right. Now I can hold the shift key. I'm going to go down with my mouse until I touch the line. And now it's not letting me touch the line because this piece is in the way. So I have to go faster than it to outrun it and then touch the line. And then it's going to work. And see, it will not move down because I'm holding the shift key. I let go of the shift key and then it's going to go down. I hold the shift key, it stops. So there. And there it is. But I'm going to, and I'll just show you real quick that it is still centered. All right. So enough of that. I'm just going to back that up so it's up there. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Edit, duplicate selection. I have not made a hotkey for this yet. I should, or at least make it something, make a tool for my you can change all of this, by the way. You can customize your workbenches. I have not, but I should. All right, this is still rod number 1. Okay, now let's move that out of the way. Again, I like to work in wireframe mode. Actually, it's not necessary to go into wireframe mode here, but I like to work in wireframe mode just to prevent problems. By the way, if your draw style, if your display mode is shaded, these constraint buttons don't work, and I'll show you here. I'll turn everything to shaded, and then let me try to move this and midpoint. It will not select. See, because you're in shaded. Let me try the end. It does not work. So the only way to make it work is to change it to either flat line, see now it'll work, or wireframe. And I like working in wireframe the most. All right, so let's move this. Oops. There we go. Actually, I don't even need this. So I'm just going to turn that off and then hold the shift button, and it's going to, because I know it's already aligned. We're going to put a little more in the center. All right, anyway. Oh, that's right. I made 2 of them. I forgot. That's what I was doing. All right, so let's move it. I do need it for right now. Okay, now I don't need it. I just want to move it. All right, so I have a nice gap. I'm going to move them both. Select that one, select this one. Click. I can move them both. It looks all right. There we go. Okay, now I want a duplicate of this, of everything. And what I need to do, because otherwise if I don't, I'm going to have a whole bunch of these. It's going to be a mess. So what I need to do is create a folder. And we're just going to call this XROD. If I call it XROD1, it won't let me do that. It'll call it XROD2. Because this object is already called XROD1, it won't let me have a folder with the same name as another item. So I just call it XROD Assembly 1. Maybe I should call it XROD1 Assembly, but when I go to rename everything, it's just a lot more work for me to rename. So I put the 1 at the end. Alright, so now I have everything inside a folder. And I can just duplicate the entire folder and everything in it. The way to do that is to click the folder, go up to Edit, Duplicate Selection. Then ask me if I want to duplicate the dependencies as well, and what they mean. When you're selecting a folder, dependency is everything inside the folder. And yes, I want everything inside the folder. If I click no, it's just only going to copy the folder. So I click yes. And now I have the folder, I have everything inside it. And they call it 002 for me automatically. I just want to. And these names, I'll need to go and change these names later. But for now, I don't need to worry about it. So I want to move it because it's on top of each other. It's on top of the other one. I'll go to wireframe mode just to make it easy. Move. I'd like to move from the center. It doesn't matter. Just what I like to do. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to move this up. I'm hold the shift key to constrain so that it's still aligned left and right. And there we go. So I want to make another copy, and this one I'm going to rotate so it goes this way. This will be my y-axis and here. So I'll just click either one, doesn't matter. I'll just save number 1, and I will duplicate that. And this is Y-Rod. And this is going to be Y-Rod number 1. Okay, so before I used the placement tool to rotate, but I'm not going to use placement this time. I cannot use placement to rotate all of these, and I want to rotate them all together because otherwise it would be a lot of work. And sometimes you want to align things, you want to rotate them in relation to something else, and placement doesn't let you do that unless you know the numbers that the other thing is. If you know the other numbers, and that's a lot of work to get. So this, I'll show the easy way to do it. Click the folders, so everything in it will move with it. And then here's the rotate button. So I click the rotate button. The first thing it says is that it asks me, where is center? Center X, center Y, centers, where is the center? And that's easy to get. I'm going to use this end line constraint, and I'm going to just hover over this line, say, okay, I want just this seam here, rotate around that seam. Okay, that's the center, that's where it's going to rotate. Now it's asking me what the base angle is. Well, this is my base angle, this is my starting angle. So I use the same end line tool. I click the line. I hover over the line. It shows that the constraint will be at the end. That's my base angle. So I click. Now it's asking me, how do I want to rotate it? And now if I start moving the mouse around, it will start moving. And if I turn, I can actually rotate in any direction. So I want to make sure that I only rotate at 90 degrees. I'm going to go back to front facing view. Anyway, so what I do is I use it up here. I'm just going to select this and type 90 and enter, and it will automatically set it to 90. And now it's not where I want it, so I'm going to move it now. Just click that move tool. I like moving things from the center, but here it really doesn't matter. Just to make it fast, I just click, move, kind of lined up with my eyes. That looks all right. and you can finalize things later. All right, and that is not aligned correctly, it looks like. Let me go and take a look at what I've got. These are fine. Yeah, that's not right. I need to rotate that. So what I'm going to do is go back to front facing view, and this is supposed to be aligned. How is that supposed to be aligned? Here it is. Oh yeah, on the top, not on the side. Duh. I need to go to top view. See, that's what happens when I'm doing a tutorial. I did not prepare at all. I just started recording. Go to the top view, and if I look at the top view, you can even see that these are not aligned the way they're supposed to be either. Terrible for me. So let's move it where it's supposed to be. So now I'm in top view. That's where this is the way I should have been the first to begin with. Alright, so I want to move number 2, and let's go to wireframe mode, move assembly 2, and let's move it. Here we go. Looks like the shift constraint is not working now, and that is probably because this is set to auto. FreeCAD is software made by, I don't want to know if I should call them amateur programmers, to that, you know, they do this to learn or what, but obviously it's not professional software. Maybe it will be someday. And I'm an amateur, and I'm just doing this to learn as well. I'm going to change this constraint so it's not auto. I want to change it to YX. Let's go to here, XY. All right, now let's try it again. Shift, and the shift button is not working. Yep. Shift button does not work. Well, that is annoying. What I can do, though, is I can press the. I know I want to constrain it to the Y-axis. So I'm going to press Y on the keyboard, and you would see that there's a. If you look to the top left, if I show you with my mouse, it might go away. But up here there was a circle with a red line through it, which to show that something was invalid. But as soon as I moved my mouse, it went away. It said fine. Okay, I'm going to constrain it with the Y. So now it's constrained. But the shift button should have worked like it did earlier. Maybe because I'm not moving just one item. Maybe it's because I'm moving multiple items, an entire folder. Too bad it does not work consistently. Okay, so I move it. There. Okay, so there we go. Let's do this one. I'm going to rotate all of these. So I'm going to view it this angle this way, so to rotate this. And I should move the height on this as well. So I'm going to want to look at it from this left view. There. And I'm going to need to rotate this up. And this needs to come up. Let's move this first one first. Alright, so we'll move that one first. And I have this constrained to XY. I should reconstrain it to YZ. So right now it's asking me to move something. I can click close, or I can just click this and it will close it for me. So I'll click this, closes it for me. I want to reconstrain it to YZ. Here's YZ. And now, see, I have to click the move tool again. Alright, and I want to, the reference point where I'm going to move it is the end of here. And I want to align it with this. But I want it to be constrained to the Z axis. I'm going to hold the shift key and move. Now actually, Z, that's working now. But it will not let me constrain it anymore because I'm holding the shift key. Okay, now it's working. I had to zoom in. Oh, nope, not working. So I let go of the shift key. Now it lets me constrain, hold the shift key, move, and now it stays up. I moved it too much. See? Buggy. Alright, so there we go. Shift key, move it a little bit, just stay on the line there. See, now it's fine. And it moved. Everything moved. Right? Alright, back to that view. Now to rotate this. And I'm just going to rotate it with the rotate tool so that I don't have to rotate each piece one by one. Rotate. The center will be, that doesn't matter. I'll make the center be the center of this line. Okay, there's my center rotation area. And now I need a base. Base will be an endpoint. So let's say that's fine. Now I need an angle. And 90 degrees sounds good to me. 90. There. It is that easy. Alright, so I'm going to move this. There we go. There we go. Oh, I should put it right. Shouldn't I line this up? I should. Bah, I can do it later. Alright, there we go. Now I moved everything. That's fine. I have to rotate these things now because they're facing the wrong direction. And now, how do I rotate it? Looks like flat's facing down on the pillow block and the support. That makes it easy. They're both will face down. But I can't rotate them together. If I rotate them together, these pillow bearings will be facing down, but the supports will be facing up. I'll have to do them separately. Okay, so let's highlight the pillow blocks. Let's move those first. And I'll go back to top view. There we go. Actually, and change the view, change the constraint to top view. I really don't need to do that, but for this. All right. It's hard to see. Hard to see. How am I going to rotate this? Maybe because I'm going to rotate it around this, around the y-axis. Rotate. Where do I want the center point? Here we go. I want the center point. Oh yeah, I want to rotate it around the center, don't I? Yeah, so shouldn't I use a circle constraint? Well, center constraint? Yeah, I should. So, but then my base angle. Yep, okay, so let's say just any of these circles should be fine. There. Now I need a base angle. Look at it from top view again. And maybe, but I need it to be perpendicular. Yeah, so that it will spin the right way. Okay, now I'm going to change the rotation to 90 degrees. Oh, look at that. It's changing the wrong way. I don't want to change this way. I want to change it around the Y. Let's see, can I do it just by... I want to change around the Z, not the Y. What if I hit the Z on the keyboard? What does that do? Oh no, it doesn't do... It changes... That sets it to 270. Alright, so that's not going to work. At least not with that view. Close. So, of course, maybe it's because of the top. Let's change it back to auto. Left view. Alright, let's try it this way. No, how about front view? Yeah, I think that will work. That will work much better. Front view. Now, if I had prepared in advance, when I noticed this mistake, I would have wrote it down, made a note of it, and then started the video all over and just follow my my steps, so I wouldn't waste your guys' time with me learning the software. It's like someone's calling. I'm in the middle of recording this video. Sorry guys, just ignore the phone. Alright. Okay, and now I can rotate. Now it's rotating the way I want it. Okay, so let's say 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Okay, but it's facing the wrong way. It's facing up. I want it to face down. So let's just do it one more time. And I'll change 180 degrees this time. We want concentric circle as the center point. Base will just be straight out. Yep, that works. And then I want to rotate it 180 this time. And now they're oriented the right way. So let's do these. The rod supports. Same thing. I will start out with a center constraint and base and 90 degrees. Yep. There. Now that's how it's supposed to be. Make a duplicate. Sorry about the background noise. My wife lives with me. And she's a grumpy woman too. But I love her. She's a great woman. And grumpy. There you are. And that's basically how you build your model. You go to perpendicular view. I hit the P key. Go there. Looks cool. Of course, I like to work like this. Alright, I think I'm going to stop the video now. You got an idea of how to move parts around. So, I'm not going to save it. I already have this file saved. I see I made it already. I don't need to save it. Okay, how do I stop this video?